Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and for today's video I'm going to be comparing the Aerup Generation 1 to the Aerup Generation 2 to find out which one's actually better. So in this video I'm basically going to be comparing the differences between the two different bottles and kind of come to a conclusion on which one I think's better, go through each of their pros and cons. So hopefully this video helps you if you are deciding between the two, or it's just an entertaining video for you guys to watch. So make sure you give this video a big thumbs up, smash the subscribe button down below, and also comment which one you think's better after watching this. So yeah, other than that, let's get straight on to today's video. So here are my two bottles. We've got the Aerup Gen 1 and then the Aerup Gen 2, which has water in it because I just filmed some taste test shorts, which is exciting, so subscribe down below to make sure you don't miss them. But yeah, this is the two bottles, and as you can see there is actually quite a difference between like the actual shape and look of both these bottles. This is what they both look like, very similar still, but they do have their differences. So the first thing I'm going to talk about, just for reference, is price. So this one cost me, at the time I bought it, £25, and I think you got like 3 pods with that as well. And this one is, because this is the Aerup Gen 2 Summer Edition, this only cost me £30 with 3 pods. So the price difference isn't huge, but there still is quite a gap. And I know that the regular Gen 2 ones are about 35, so there's even more of a difference. So yeah, just bearing that in mind throughout this video, because you know it is important to see which one's actually better value for money. Firstly, you've got the Aerup Gen 1, so it's just one whole bottle. It's got a lid, and then on the lid has the little handle part, and then has a mouthpiece and straw. So there's only a couple pieces involved in this, and everything's kind of together. This was the classic colour you could get, which don't really like the grey. You can switch it out, but I think it was more pricey at the time, so I just stuck with this. But the grey, any dirt shows up on it, especially the mouthpiece, like the slight bit of dust, it shows up, and it's just like not the nicest when you're trying to drink out of it. So don't love the colour, but obviously you can change that. Whereas the Aerup Gen 2, it's actually got many more parts, but this bit can actually come off like this. So you've got 2 parts, and some people might be a little bit confused as to why that is, but I'm pretty sure it's for washing up, which has honestly made such a difference, because this one's such an awkward shape that if you stand it up to let it dry after washing it, it just doesn't stay, because obviously that's like a really odd shape. So the fact they broke it down into 2 parts has genuinely made life so much easier, because now you can just wash them so much better, and then they can stand up to dry, which absolutely life-changing. I thank them so much for doing that. So that's the first major difference, which actually makes me prefer the Gen 2. Secondly, the little holder isn't on the lid like the other one. It's actually on the side, which I think is so much more practical again. I really love that about the new model, is that it has it on the side there. And yeah, the lid is slightly different, but like it's still a lid. And then the mouthpiece is different. In this one, as you can see, it's got these 2 stoppers here, whereas in the Gen 1 it has no stoppers. So it basically means you'd push the pod on like so, and if it's down, that means it's just normal water, like it's not got any flavourings, and you'd have to pull it up to the line for it to flavour. Now with Gen 2, it's kind of the opposite way round. Stopper means that it can't go all the way to the bottom. So once you press it down, that means it's activated, and if you press it up to the line, that makes it water, which is kind of confusing. I don't really know why they changed it. I don't know if there's a reason. Maybe you get more flavour or something. But yeah, that's also something to note, that they are different, because I completely didn't realise. So they do slightly differ in that way. Again, I'm not too sure on the reasoning on why they changed it, but yeah, they have like altered it, so make sure that if you are getting either of them that you note that they are different way rounds. Having the option to change from the flavouring to just like plain water is something I actually really like about both models, because sometimes like I just don't really fancy flavouring, and taking the pod off is kind of, I don't know, it's a bit long-winded. So yeah, love that it's got the option. And also I find that when you have a pod on, it's a bit noisy to drink out of, whereas if you just have it up so it's just water, it's like silent. So obviously if you're in like a meeting or, I don't know, a really quiet space, it's sometimes a bit awkward to be drinking out of it with the flavouring. So I do really appreciate that they give you the option. There's not too much contrast between the two, but I definitely think this is more, the Gen 2 is more practical option, because it's got like the bit to break it apart for washing up, it's got the handle here, but I do also really like the Gen 1, and there's nothing like wrong with it, it's just maybe not as practical as that one. I will just say though, I've had experiences with both of these where they've both leaked before in my bag, and I'm not entirely sure what it is about the Air Up bottles, but they just seem to leak, and I always make sure the lid's on and everything like that, but I don't know, I don't know if it's just me with personal experience, but they do have a tendency to like leak a bit in my bag, which is obviously not ideal for a bottle. Yeah, and can be a bit annoying, so I really have to double check in the mornings that it's like fully tightened, fully screwed on. But yeah, sometimes it still does leak, which is a bit weird, so I don't know what's up about that. But overall I really do like the Air Up bottles, and I know they've been a bit hit and miss with some people, but I really get on with them. I love the flavours. I mean, not all of them, as you would know if you've seen my shorts. There are definitely some questionable pods which aren't the nicest, but for the most part like they're really good. And I do have a video on my YouTube, which I'll link up here somewhere, which is me ranking all the pods. So if you're like interested in getting an Air Up or have one and you want to know a bit more about which pods I personally liked and didn't like, then definitely recommend watching that, because I've tried so many, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, they're kind of the main differences. I love my Gen 2 now. Also love the fact it's clear, like, oh, I don't know, I just love a clear water bottle, because you can actually see how much water you're getting through, and you can actually just see everything in it. I don't know, there's just something about it, you can, when you're cleaning it, you can just see better. I really love this, and the pink's so cute. So I just looked on their website and they do have a pink version of the Gen 1 if you were looking at that, but yeah, I really love the pink. I think it's so cute. And yeah, that's basically it for today's video. Overall, my personal opinion, I do prefer the Gen 2, and I think for the £5 price difference I paid, that wasn't too bad for like the upgrades I've got. So yeah, that's kind of my opinion. Again, as I said at the start of the video, let me know what your thoughts are down below. But yeah, this is just a quick little comparison between the two, so I hope this helped you in some way in deciding between the two bottles. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!